up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Yes, come on, James Ingram. Yes. Yes. Come on. Yes. 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 Come on. Get into it. Yes. Yes. I need you every day, honey. Baby, always stay. Because I can't go back to living without you. Yes. Let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be. And I'm oh so glad I found you, baby. Need you every day. Ah! What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here, honey. We are down here listening to some James Ingram and Patty Austin. Baby, come to me. Baby, it just popped into my head. I'm not sure why. Considering the day's events that we woke up to this morning with the baby and Dani Leigh's brother got into it at the bowling alley for somebody's birthday party. This is the kind of colors that I wear, y'all. This is the colors. Like these colors. This is the Diva Stays In. This is almost like a coral, but this is more like a lip oil, just a tinted lip oil. So, it just gives a Diva a little pink, little peachy pink. So yeah, Brandon Bills and Dani Leigh's brother. I mean, Danny Bill. Girl, what's his name? Brandon Bills and the baby. Duh, baby got into a altercation at a bowling alley, baby. When I say they caught him slipping, like it's no fighting on a bowling alley floor. Them damn floors are so slippery. But the baby hit him, and they was fighting, and the rest of his crew jumped him. They was pulling his hair, and I don't know why his jacket was coming off. I hope he wasn't trying to take his jacket off before the fight. But from my perspective, at least she has somebody to protect her. A lot of these girls, and I can say for myself as well, a lot of these girls and women, they don't have fathers, they don't have brothers, uncles that will actually like stand up for them. A lot of people do, okay, I understand that. But when I didn't even think about it until I started to process it. Because at first I was like, damn, at least her brother stood up for her, right? I can't say the same. I can't say the same either for my brother or my father. Like I shared on IG this morning, I was assaulted by my son's father 7 days after giving birth to my baby, who was born premature at 29 weeks, punched me in the face. Yes, and I'm not saying that so that you could say, I'm sorry you went through that and all that other stuff. Therapy is the best, okay? But I thought about how my brother, I was in a different state. My brother, my dad, they didn't come see about me after. I was literally by myself without protection. If he wanted to, he could have really, I mean, to be honest, I probably could have called Brother Ali, but that was a friend of mine, her father. And, you know, he had the personality that probably, now I'm getting emotional because he probably would have stood in the gap for me. However, that was not the case. Then I moved back home. You know, I held a grudge with, you know, I was resentful for that. Like, I'm your firstborn daughter. Somebody put their hands on me. You don't come see about me. And then 8 years later, I moved back to California, and I'm Thanksgiving 2015, and it was around that time I started to the rose colored glasses and lenses that my maternal grandmother always warned me about when it came to my father. She always gave me a warning. My grandmother, oh my God, she never said nothing negative about my dad, but she used to always say to me, I will never forget it. One day you will take off your rose colored glasses when you look at your dad. She never said nothing negative, nothing. That reminds me of Gia on Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're going to talk about that. But I thought about that, and I thought, like, around that time, I started to realize, like, the porcelain was cracking, the veneers were cracking, things were cracking. And I had come at Thanksgiving, and grateful, I had come to the awareness that what I was actually participating in was something that wasn't real. It was fake. Like, this idea of family was fake. I started thinking about all the times that I had not had a family, like the true sense when you think of an idea of a family, people who protect you, people who stand up for you. I didn't have that. And what triggered it was Thanksgiving. I had went away from the house. I had driven to go use the phone. I had driven away from the house. I said, I'll be back. When I came back, my children's plates were not made, right? And my children have always been, and I've raised them in a way that they are very much, they speak up for themselves. I have two sons. They speak up for themselves. And I tell you, you know, when they're at that age, they know what they like and what they don't like. And my sons aren't picky eaters. I don't have, they eat vegetables. They're not picky at all, at all. And when I came back from making that phone call, I came back into the house and I noticed my children. So now what's happening is not only affecting me, but now my children are now experiencing that if their mom is not there, these people who they call a family won't even make their plates to eat. And those are the things that I was thinking about. And so I walked in the house and everyone's eating except for my children. And I'm like, well, why aren't they eating? Well, we don't know what your kids like with an attitude. We don't know what they like. You know, you funny, you know, because what you Muslim? You Muslim this week? You Muslim? I don't know what y'all eat. Do you? And I remember not like, even in that, I remember I didn't used to get calls for my birthday and they would say, well, I didn't know you over there practicing Islam. I didn't know if they celebrated birthdays or not. Stuff like that, like, right? So in the midst of all of this, my anger and frustration is increasing. And I said, this shit is fake. This shit is, it's almost like I came, like the matrix was immediately decoded for me. And I was like, this shit is fake. And then my brother, he intentionally misunderstood me and said that I was calling my paternal grandmother fake. And so in his effort to act like he was protecting her name and that I was calling, because my brother is the firstborn son from my grandmother and has always been treated the way that Black women coddle and hold little black boys to their detriment. Okay. So he gets up, he walks past my father. I'm in the kitchen, and the way that the kitchen was designed is the television is over here, my father's back was to me as I'm in the kitchen behind him. And my brother comes around my father into the kitchen and proceeds to assault me. My father did not turn around once. The things that I remember my brother's hands around my throat. I remember looking over to my father like nigga, what the fuck? Like, dude, all I could see was his back and the back of his head. Like a literal physical representation of you are not protected in this family. Not at all. And then I can hear my cousin. She's actually the firstborn girl. But oddly enough, the second born grandchild was a boy, and he got the preferential treatment. Anyways, so I could hear her yelling to my dad, he's choking her. He's choking her. My dad never moved. Never moved. So the words, the actual actions of your daughter being assaulted and your niece telling you your son is choking your daughter, and he sits there. And to me, I felt like that was an approval of what had just happened to me. It was almost, I felt like that it was a conversation. Like if she says something crazy, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna tear her ass up, or I'm gonna whoop her ass or something. I feel like it was a conversation, and my father was like, if you do what you gotta do. That's how I felt, right? I'm not sure, but that's how it felt. It felt like there was an agreement to, if I assault her, don't get up, don't do nothing, don't. And then every time, the times that I was assaulted by my son's father and my brother, my father would say something to the effect like he didn't want to go to jail, and what he said for my brother, and I'll never forget it. He said, I was afraid to turn around to see him doing that to you, because I was afraid of what I would do to him. So you were more afraid of harming the man that was assaulting your daughter, to the point where you actually turned your back, literally turned your back on your child. And it was at that point I knew, oh, this is not, like, you was born into this family. This is not your family, girl. And I knew from that point on. That's why for me, it took a long time, because I was always in that. I'm estranged from both of my parents. I was always in that cycle of, that's just your parent. That's just your parent. You only get one mom. You only get one dad. And then I thought to myself, you only get one Erica. You only get one motherfucking Erica. And that's it. You only get one Erica. You only get one mom. You only get one mom. And they do that so that you can tolerate toxicity. And then you wonder why you get in relationships with people and tolerate toxicity. Stop tolerating toxicity from family members, your mother, your father, your grandparents, whomever is in this hierarchy over you. Just that. And I thought to myself, this girl, at least her brother, whether he got beat up, he stood up for her. He stood up for her. He saw his sister being mistreated and humiliated, and he stood up for her. And I thought that was like, that's like how it's supposed to go, right? Your family is supposed to protect you, whether you get beat up or not. And a lot of men They know how violent men are, just like that man who killed his the child's mother, and then he killed two other people. He killed the Good Samaritan trying to help. A white man, I'll be clear, was trying to help this black woman who had been gunned down by the man she was sleeping with, the man she was in relationship with, the man she shared a bed with. Yeah, he shot her down, and this white man was trying to protect her, and the man ended up harming him and somebody else trying to intervene with this. So there's a lot of girl and a lot of women, and I posted on Twitter, and I not Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. I don't know what it feels like to be for somebody to stand up for me, like a family member, like my father, my brother. No, I don't know what that's like. Male cousins, I don't know what that's like. Have no clue. No clue. None at all. And I think a lot of guys understand that. I think when my son's father assaulted me, I think he had a full awareness that she don't have nobody. I can beat her ass. I can physically abuse her. I can verbally abuse her. I can emotionally abuse her. She's in a different state by herself. Nobody. And I think a lot of men are aware that a lot of women don't have that protection. So they treat you a certain way, knowing that who do you call? And then the cops are like I said, I was a witness to cops allowing the man to go back into the house after a domestic violence situation. And when he went back into the house, he stole her money and her cell phone. And when he walked past the threshold, past the door, he told her he was going to come back. But he's outside laughing and kikiing with the cops. So a lot of women don't. Let me tell you something, please, ladies. If you don't do nothing on the year of 2022, is remember 22 and get you a firearm. If you in your laws, figure out the gun laws in your state. I honestly, at this point, I mean, like literally, the way that people were talking, it's just like, y'all don't even see it that way. Y'all don't even see it like this. At least this girl had somebody to say, nigga, I don't like you mistreating my fucking sister. We don't play those games. And whether he got beat up or not, he stood up for his sister. There should be honor in that. There should be some honor in that. And even when I left that IG post, someone in the comments, and I deleted the comment and blocked the person, but they said something basically blaming me for being assaulted. They knew your mouth was something. And yes, you know my mouth. And if you can't handle my mouth, motherfucker, you need to learn how to regulate your emotions. Y'all need to leave people alone. Leave people alone. And when people are being mistreated, somebody should stand up for them. He should know that the way that he treated her was wrong, and there are consequences behind that. What he did to her is not against the law, but social consequences. You're dealing with somebody who has a family, and her family's not going to allow her to be publicly humiliated and mistreated for your entertainment. So when I see you, we gonna fight. I don't give a damn if I lose or not, but you're gonna know I'm going to show you that this is not right. And this is the way that I'm gonna show you that. Them people were sliding all across the floor and everything like that. It made me realize I didn't even think about, I thought, I was like, wait a minute. There's women who don't even have their fathers in their life. I had my father in my life. Girl, and he still was turned his back. Multiple times. It's crazy. Multiple times. But a lot of women don't even have their fathers in their life. They come from fatherless homes. And so when they come across these men who have been coddled by society to the point where they are exhibiting violent narcissistic behavior, and when one of them does wrong, the others stand up and try to figure out a way to validate or justify this violent behavior towards another woman. Somebody has to stand up for her. Who stands up for her? If all the men come together to try to justify the violence inflicted against her, who stands up for her? Baby, if y'all don't get y'all firearms, please either and if you can't get a firearm, know how to identify the threat and make sure you protect yourself accordingly. And it's hard to identify the threat. Speaking of that guy who went live and had his goddamn clothes ready for his funeral, sounded premeditated to me. Not someone who's like, oh, I'm just going through something and I snapped. No, I have time to lay out my clothes because I just murdered the woman that I sleep with and have children with. But here, come get my baby as I'm prepared to leave him an orphan. I care about him that much after hearing what gunshots and chaos, the imprint that you've left on this baby. And then to come up with this story that my dad killed my mom. And then there's this video out here of him saying, here's my suit. Like, did you plan on killing my mom, nigga? And where is her protection? Like, who's around her? And then y'all are so busy minding y'all business because, yes, I understand people don't want you in their business. But like I said, there has to be a way. But anyways, that's all I have to say about Dani, Leigh, Brandon Bills, and the degenerate, the evil leprechaun, every time I see that man, his face just like a murderous, violent degenerate on stage talking about fucking. That's all he fucking talks about. Just the embodiment and the epitome of that pathology. It's just he like is the little fucking mascot with his little buckles on his shoes, little bitch. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Get a firearm. Protect your energy, protect your physical body as well. Not just your energy, but your physical body. Protect your home, protect the people that you care about. Protect yourself. If you feel like, I don't know, I don't even know what to say, like, get y'all firearms because this desire and this, like all these women online, this desire to hold men to this protect and provide ideology, and it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think a lot of people just gonna have to come to the real. I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't have nothing to do with it. You do what you want to. For me, I have come to terms that the way that cisgender heterosexual black men are socialized to relate to black women isn't conducive to my overall well-being. So all of them are kept at an arm's distance. And I have no qualms. I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather live. Do you understand me? I'd rather live. Take care of each other. Peace. Protect your energy.